Oh, hello. Hi. Welcome, friends. Welcome in and happy Wednesday, Casually Grounded. Very exciting day because we have game director Adam Brennecke here to talk about some cool things happening in the 1.1.0 preview update. What's going on, Adam?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for having me on the show. I'm super happy to be here. We got a lot of fun things to show off. I think everyone's really excited about our next 1.1 update to Grounded. And I guess to start things off, um, why don't you guys just talk about what happened over the weekend?
Yeah, so this past weekend we had the 8th annual Extra Life Charity Marathon, and thanks to the amazing community and everyone hanging out all weekend long for 53 hours of continuous streaming, we were able to raise over $28,000 for the Children's Hospital Orange County. Absolutely destroyed last year's goal. Just a huge thank you to everyone who contributed, hung out, donated, spread the word, won all these awesome prizes. It was absolutely incredible. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, that's amazing. It was a You guys do an amazing job with that, and it's so good to see that it continues to grow and so many people are excited to help and donate money. And Chris, what happened to you?
Show 'em,
Uh,
Chris.
yeah, so we hit a $20,000 stretch goal, and I waxed my eyebrows for the chids. Last year I did one. This year I doubled it up, and we did some tattoo markers that didn't work. So I'm gonna get some temporary eyebrows and pop them on for different times and different streams, so people still get their money's worth out of it.
How
But
long
yeah,
do eyebrows take to grow back?
so they say like a long, long time, but I already feel like eyebrow stubble coming in. Maybe I just have really, really powerful eyebrows.
Yeah, you got good stash, so
Yeah,
it
that should.
offsets the look.
You're the Moai, Chris.
Yep,
Symbol
I
of
am.
strength.
And I actually, if you haven't noticed, I also
Yeah.
groomed the beard.
Adam's
Got a
all
little bit,
nice and clean.
yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
shorter.
Is that
Um,
a post-dev cleanup?
yeah, that's like the playoff beard. I'm a big hockey fan. If you haven't noticed, I'm wearing a Mighty Ducks hat, and I really like hockey, and that's one thing that hockey players do when it's playoff time is they don't shave and they grow their beards out, and that was it's about time to trim it up and get a little fresh look. So I'm excited to to be clean. I still have my little beard, but um, yeah, it's a good time. And speaking of good times, if you haven't played Pentiment yet, go check out Pentiment.
Yes.
At the studio, we're celebrating the launch of Pentiment yesterday, and you haven't checked it out, it's on Game Pass and on Steam. So check out one of the other teams at Obsidian's creation, and it's a super awesome game. It's got amazing reviews, and I've been enjoying playing through it myself.
Yeah.
What act are you in?
Still in Act 1.
Okay.
Me too. I've
Yeah.
been talking to every single NPC, going to every location, make sure I don't miss anything. But yeah, it's an awesome game. If you haven't checked out Pentiment already, it's on Game Pass. You're good to go. And then otherwise, you can buy it on Xbox, Windows PC, and Steam. All
It's
right.
really, really good.
A couple other things before we get into the 1.1 preview and have Adam talk about our things. We got 2 Xbox Game Pass keys to give away for 30 days of the ultimate variety, so it works on console and PC. And then usually we do a Q&A at the last 20 minutes of stream, but we're pretty much going to do, after we go through like the spiel of what all the cool stuff that Adam's going to talk about, then we'll go into Q&A immediately after that. So please hold your questions until then, and then yeah, let's get to it. Let's just start
Yeah,
with the,
let's just start. Let's
With the main menu, huh?
we'll show off the title screen. Here we go.
yeah.
So
We are in a dev build, just to let
Yeah.
everybody know.
and this is pretty much the first time that Eric and Chris have been like, this is pretty much hot, coming off hot, and we're happy to introduce our 1.1 update to Grounded, which is called a holiday treat. And we've been working on this since our launch, which was about a month and a half ago now, and it's definitely just a little present from the development team to all of you that are enjoying and playing Grounded. It's something that we have a lot of quality of life features, vanity and base building improvements, and a host of other fun things that we wanted to add in. Over the last month or so, a lot of the team has been taking some time off. We also have our Thanksgiving holiday in the United States coming up next week. So we are going to be launching this soon, and we'll share the date with everyone when the public test will go live for this. But yeah, it's one of those things in game development whenever a game ships, the pressure release valve. It's all your pressure is released. Where you're kind of like taking a sigh and reflecting and really trying to figure out what to do next. And so this was kind of a way to give the team just some fun time to work on some fun things that we've been wanting to do, improve the game in some ways, add a couple more little things to improve the experience. And with that said, we'll kind of jump right into some of the improvements. And I know a lot of you are super fans of the game and are interested to see every single little thing. We'll be covering a couple things in the update, not everything. So we'll kind of jump right in. The first thing I wanted to show off is that we have a new difficulty selection screen. And for some of you probably don't super care about this because you've probably played the game way too many times and started new games, but we wanted to kind of clarify some of the options that you have. Be able to select from survival and creative, and this is before you jump into the lobby. This is something for new players, just to have them get a better understanding of all the different modes in Grounded and custom game, and call attention to the custom game modes.
Nice. I like the call out here to achievements disable in creative.
Yeah.
Also in custom mode.
Yeah, nice little icons there. Great job from Mitch. He always is a delight with his icon work and how he draws certain people. So you'll probably be seeing some other changes here. This is another change that we've added in, a new backpack items on death option. So Eric, if you go back there, and there's a drop resources, and that's the new default. And what does that mean? One thing that we realized when playing through Grounded quite a bit over the last few months is that some of the backpack death mechanics were just a little bit overbearing and annoying. So we're adding in a new drop mechanic, which you can set it to whatever you want, but we have a new one here, which you will only drop resources that you collected, and any of your crafted items, equipment, will not drop. It makes the game a little more enjoyable, a little less punishing on death. You still drop a lot of all your stuff that you collected, but this also doesn't include any of the upgrade stones, so upgrade stones will be carried with you. So that's a cool little addition. We're looking at difficulty as well to see how we can smooth out the difficulty options across. So that's kind of like the high level new stuff with the game settings and game options. I think Eric, you can just jump into a game now and we can show off some other stuff.
We'll show us some cool things. All right, get ready, Chris. We're gonna jump into multiplayer here.
There's a couple other little additions that we've been working on. As you can see, the lobby screen is cleaned up a little bit.
Hey, nice to meet
One
you.
thing that we are working on
I'm
too
Willow Brand.
is making sure that you can chat with everyone at any time. So one thing that Robbie Adadero did a lot of work on this is to make sure that the chat could be used inside of any screen, your option screen, the lobby, and so you can chat at any point. And that doesn't seem like it's a huge thing, but it is something that
Ready
is
for adventure.
a pretty cool addition
What's the worst thing that could
to
happen?
be able to communicate with one another.
Do you like role
All
play?
right, let's
here.
get in.
Ready to mix it
I like
up?
the icons and the little graphic behind the teens now too.
Yeah, this is the first time seeing that. It's really nice.
So again, this is a dev build that we're playing on. So there's probably some things that you'll see that won't be in this update, but we'll try to call that stuff out as best as we can. Oh, you're building on the porch?
Yep. We got this cool little building.
Oh,
Sleeping goggles,
here,
quick.
I can point you to the first little,
Oh,
looks pretty nice. The first little thing that you might notice is like the light colors are slightly different.
Look at that. We got purple, we got blue, we got green, yellow,
Ooh.
orange, red.
Yeah, why
so
don't you
now
go
I can.
check it out,
light my-
Eric? See what new additions there are to that feature.
Sure thing. Yeah, let's check out.
And you might see a bunch of other stuff, but so one thing that we wanted to change is we have this new customization option for lights. Now you can change the color and saturation. So pretty much the entire color
spectrum?
rainbow is available. Yeah, so you can change the saturation and you can make a cool rainbow colored room.
I'm so excited for blue and purple.
One other awesome feature that you don't really realize how awesome it is until you actually do it. So if you open that back up, Eric, you can check it out. At the very bottom, you'll notice that there's a copy and a paste option. So if you copy that, you can now paste it to other lights. So if you want to, coordinate all your lighting across your house, do
Ooh,
that.
Pasted.
And that works with
Nice.
other options as well. So simple
for
things like that we're
placement
looking
and
at
stuff?
just to improve the experience.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I do want to note that because of this change to the color system for lights, all of your lights in game are going to reset to default. So if you had a cool light setup, we do apologize that they will be reset, but now you have a ton of options for different.
Are they resetting?
I'm pretty sure that
Oh,
John. That's what John said.
okay.
Yeah. But if it doesn't, then awesome.
I thought we were doing a good, I don't know. We'll look into that one. Yeah, I was hoping that we could match the color, but maybe we didn't get around to that yet.
Okay. Well, if it is
Yeah.
okay, I just wanted to give a warning in case.
Just in case.
Yeah,
just
just
in
in
case
case.
it doesn't, but it may or may not reset.
To be honest though, if I had a bunch of lights and now had the option to color them and do all these different things, I'd probably want to start from a blank slate anyways.
It looks really cool.
Because
I love it.
What else you want to? There's a lot. There's a lot.
There's a
going
lot of
on
stuff
here.
in this little base here. Your minds are probably exploding with how many different things you're looking at here. I want to show you, if you turn around, Eric, I want to show you a really simple one that I like a lot.
Yeah.
Take a look at the flag. And you'll notice that now you can add a name to your flags.
Oh, fancy
And it's a little
base.
small edition that, if you want to mark certain locations on your map. The other thing that you might not see is that we're doing some small improvements to HUD markers across the game. So was one of those things that we realized that the HUD markers, if you place a lot of stuff, I mean, it still looks like there's some room for improvement, but I think it should be a little bit more readable and hopefully not as noisy. I know Brian McIntosh has been doing a lot of work on throne item icons and arrow icons to make sure that it's not a huge mess if you have a bunch of icons all over the place. So you'll see some improvements to that while we're playing.
Did Zach add a new throw animation and daggers? Because this is awesome. Look at
Throw it
that.
at me. Oh,
You see that? The little flip and the toss?
oh yeah. I can nab it out of my chest. Here, I'll do it to you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So what else we got? You might notice a couple other little changes. I think the first and probably most obvious one is we are adding some new traps. The one that we're adding right now is actually I don't know what's the name of this thing?
The pine cone
It's a
spikes.
pine cone spikes. We just named that I think yesterday. So it's an upgraded spike trap. We are also doing a few changes to spike traps to make them a little friendlier to use. So that's an improvement.
I don't get hurt on it anymore.
Yeah.
Haha.
Now we can finally defend that oak tree base and not kill ourselves on our traps.
What is this little guy here?
Oh.
Got
Yeah,
a brand new,
what is that?
It's a brand new mushroom stairs. A new addition.
Oh.
This
Yeah.
is half size. This is not the full length.
Yeah, so one thing we wanted to add is more stairs. So we have a new stair variation, the mushroom half stairs, and we were adding half stairs as well. So that's a really cool addition for kind of making more unique bases, such as this one, where you have half walls, and you want to be able to kind of go up and down those more easily. So we have half stairs. Some of these menus, if you're kind of pausing on some of this build construction menus, a lot of these won't have proper icons yet. So we're still working on icons and names for a lot of these new items. So some stuff might be named incorrectly or not having the right icon. Still work in progress, but we wanted to share as much as we can today.
All right.
Very cool.
Looks like we got a new trophy mount here.
Yeah, that's another big addition. We're adding a lot of trophies, stuffed creatures that we didn't get around to doing for our 1.0. So there's actually quite a bit of work to get all this stuff done. Thanks to Andy and Ian for doing all this work. And you might notice some other interaction on these. We won't be talking about that today,
Okay.
but you can see that there's something else going on with this one.
I like this.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Little grass side table.
Yeah,
I guess
Ooh.
it looks like it's a new storage container.
yeah.
I see this new nearby hot deposit. I can now toggle it on and off.
Yeah, so that's another thing that, it's one of those things that you don't really realize you need until you play the game quite a bit, which is you can disable certain containers from hot deposit. So if you're using the hot deposit feature, which I don't even know if a lot of people even know about the hot deposit feature, that's something that you can show off, Eric, which is on the executable menu, and I think on PC on keyboard.
Yeah, if I just press for keyboard, I just hit N.
Yeah, and it will
Mass deposit.
it'll mass deposit. If you want to disable that for a particular container, you can do that now.
I do that and then press N. No items deposited. So you got new stuff might here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuffed creatures. So if you want to decorate your house with a lot more vanity, you'll be able to do that.
Look at this! Look at this beautiful decoration thing here.
Ooh.
Yeah. We have a set of vases or vases.
Vases?
If you're fancy pants.
Yeah, it looks like there's different designs here. So we got this guy. This is B. That's C. Where's A?
I'm checking upstairs.
Well, we could just look at.
I've got A. I'm coming down.
You come down with A.
Yeah, 3 new vases.
Oh,
There we go.
that's stuck on.
You know, just spruce up your decoration. I like they have different designs.
Yeah. It's very cool. It just makes your house a little more homey.
I noticed these partitions here too, which is super nice.
Yeah, there's new partitions for if you want to kind of add walls, but not a full wall. So if you want to separate your spaces in your house or outside, you can do that. We have a couple different variations of that. That one's the gross one. It always grosses me out.
It reminds me of Doctor Who, the lady who's just like, moisturize me. You know? Like, she's just skin and a face.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
I like this one though.
Yeah. So if you wanna have a gross house, you can use that. Or if you have a raw science inspired design on the other one. I believe there's a third one.
I don't think it's here.
Oh, you haven't built it. I believe there's a third one, but maybe you guys can find it. There it is.
Is it?
Oh yeah, like the weave.
Yeah, it's like the decorative one.
Oh, it's in the room to your right, Eric.
Oh. To my right.
Burr partition.
Oh yeah, there it is.
No,
Is
I
it-
think this is a little more subtle, my taste, than
Yeah.
the bubblegum one.
Yeah.
You don't like the bubblegum?
I mean, for certain, situations, sure. It just also like the drawings on the dry grass partition.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like those a lot.
So one thing that we didn't talk about, which we teased, Eric, if you open up your inventory,
Sure can. Look at this. guy.
notice that there's now an extra row of inventory space. And if you
Ooh.
read the news post that we posted yesterday, a lot of people were asking on how you unlock this extra row of space. Well,
It's got to be really hard, right?
yeah, it's really hard. It just is unlocked by default, so you don't have
Nice.
to purchase this upgrade from Burgle. It's not a milk molar upgrade. It just is given to you by default. We felt strongly that inventory space was an issue with how many items you collect, how much equipment you need, and I feel like this is a major improvement to the game, and I hope you all enjoy that as a special little treat, and I think that's going to make exploration a lot more fun too, because you just can hold on to a lot more items.
I noticed something a little down here on the hot pouch.
Yeah, so the
These
hot
little
pouch.
dots?
Yeah, so that's another improvement that we made, where we have additional hot pouches, and so if you want to, have different loadouts, or just, you have more than 9 or 8 equipment items that you want to have, you can customize all 3 of them.
So that means that's almost like that means we have 24 additional slots if I wanted to have different sets of weapons for different encounters. They're just ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that's what, yeah. Yes, Chris, that's how it is, how it works.
Nice.
Oh, look at these little water boatman head mounts.
Oh yeah, we got, you guys went all out decorating this place.
Thank you, Log.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
little water flea head mount.
and they
So pristine. Beautiful taxidermy work.
So we got so many new features. I'm just making sure that we get all these.
Cool new chair.
So I think the one that, oh yeah, so there's the koi scale chair. That is a new addition to the chairs in the game. I know everyone wanted more chairs and more just decorative items that you can place in your base. We got a new awesome chair that you can make out of the stuff in the pond. We're just going, this is like MTV Cribs.
It is, yeah.
So check out my crib.
I'm looking at this news post too. I don't know if I saw that before. Maybe I missed that.
Looks like there's an ant working back here.
Yeah.
The old ant workshop.
Doing good work back here.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, there's little tadpoles.
Yeah, little tadpole head.
Yeah, I feel like once we sort out what happens to us in the backyard, like we have a future in taxidermy.
Is the bed thing? You want to talk about the bed one?
Oh yeah. This is kind of a simple change that we made for beds. I'm not sure what. Oh yeah. Okay. So here we go. So if instead of waking up in the middle of the night in darkness, we now have an option that will just go all the way to 6 o'clock in the morning. We felt that was a pretty decent change because people were continually waking up, you know, maybe going to bed a little bit early and then waking up in the middle of the night, and that's never fun. So now if you, instead of having the option where it says you can't wake up or you're gonna wake up in the dark, we now have an option where it just will sleep to morning. But you're not running around in the darkness for a bit.
This is a awesome addition. I love it. The grandfather
Yeah.
clock.
So now you can tell the time in your house.
Yeah.
So this is the grandfather clock. It actually tells accurate time, and it's cool. Another cool addition
Yes.
to.
1347 looks about right to me.
Looks about right. That's good. It's not a broken clock. I think the pendulum isn't. That's supposed to move, so there must be a bug. There's an animation on the pendulum.
Yeah, we're on a dev build, so might see some things. All right, let's take a look outside. I think there's more stuff over here, maybe. Oh yeah, look at that stuffed moth.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen that yet.
Ooh.
I like the stuffed scarab. Very nice.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of new little options for you.
All right, let's talk about the big one, Adam.
I don't know. Oh, zip lines.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Look at the little aphid.
So this is a new upgrade that you'll be able to get, which is the zipper.
Love this.
Going up.
And it'll allow you to change directions on your zip line. So if you are zipping halfway through, you can choose what direction you want to go in. And it's powered, so if you want to go up, you can do that too.
All right, change directions. W. Whoa. Hey.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I could do this all day.
I love the, and the art is actually not final. We're still working on the art for this and the audio, but it's already looking really sweet. I love the design.
Yeah, I could really do this all day. It's so good.
That's super cool. So this is hopefully to help with getting around the yard a little bit easier. Building zipline networks will be less of a time sink since you only will have to build. You might not even have to build towers because
Let's take a look.
the angle, once you get this upgrade, the angle won't matter as much. So hopefully it will help with that sort of feeling. That's our goal with it. So once this gets into your hands, give us that feedback if you're enjoying it. But I think this is a really cool addition. And this is something that you'll have to find the upgrade. Once you get the game in your hands and this version of the game, it'll be pretty obvious where the upgrade is. It's not like super hard to find, but you'll have to progress through a certain portion of the game before you can get this upgrade.
Another nice little addition I saw is now you can relocate anchor points.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
So if you didn't like how your zip line went, boom, adjust it.
Now it looks like you've made a climbing wall.
Yeah, it does.
It does, yeah.
Take a course with us.
Rock
We
climbing
just made a
gym.
new decoration.
New
Rock climbing
wall.
gym. Let's go. Oh, sorry, wall. Didn't mean to smack you.
What else could we show off? I think
Can't we do some interesting, easier building now?
oh yeah, build. Yeah, let's show that off. I think that's another cool
All right,
addition.
let me make sure we have. I want to make sure we have the
You have a
stuff.
pallet somewhere?
Maybe not.
You guys have to go cut some grass.
Do I have a grass cutting tool? All right, let's check. Let's check the main
I
house.
found some grass.
You found some grass?
Oh, nice.
Just look at that. Need some more though.
Yeah. Again, we're on a dev build, so you might see some shenanigans.
You just found some grass.
I just pulled the cooked turkey from under the table.
Okay, get one of those. Bam.
Right. Put them on there. Oops.
Look at that, nearby storage and range. Hey.
There you go. So you can build directly from pallets. You can build directly from weed stem pallets, grass pallets, and you can
That's
build
just
directly
default,
from
right?
chests. Yeah. And it's one of those things where another one of those quality of life things that you don't realize how awesome it is until you start messing around with it. And with the ability to move your pallets around, I think that will help tremendously in how fast you can build your base. You won't have to hunt around for your ingredients that you have in some storage locker somewhere. And I think this will be a huge quality of life improvement to the feel of base building.
Well, if I recycle this wall, oh look, I now get 100% of the resources.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
I remembered.
You remembered?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, recycling now, you get 100% of the resource back, just in case you make a mistake or want to change your mind. I still believe if it's
Taking a look
destroyed, it works the same way.
Beautiful.
A lot of cool stuff.
Hmm. Except that one kind of takes away my best job when we're building base because I'm like the running back and forth. But now I'll just do the pallet and move it. I'll be the pallet mover. Pallet supervisor.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of other things. Trying to think of what other fun things we can talk about here.
Hey, Chris, open your map.
Mhm.
And then on the group, it says you. I want you to click that.
Clicking my name.
There's a little eyeball next to your name.
Okay, let's see. Get back on my. Oh, up here. Oh, I'm gone.
Hey!
Oh,
Look
we
at
can play-
that. We can play hide and seek.
Yes.
Sleeping time.
Never gonna find me. Out of here.
I think we're late for a giveaway, Sam. You want to get that going?
Sure, why not?
I like that.
Reset.
I'm just gonna disappear into the yard, and you'll never know where I am.
Go in there and then just spacebar and hit backspace. Or just refresh. And then redo it. All right, and then go over to the overlays and make sure everyone knows they have to hit ! grounded to win a 30-day Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Key.
Boom.
All right, now you all can spam chat.
Here it comes.
Look how cool that little rainbow bridge is.
Wait,
I love, man, the QA did a great job setting up this bridge. It's beautiful.
make sure you're following to be eligible to win as well.
For what?
One for the
Chris?
Xpass, man, Xbox
For the
Game
Xbox?
Pass 30-day.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I love this rainbow bridge. It's beautiful.
It really is nice.
Oh, what's the? Do you want to show this guy? The little halt.
Oh. No.
Okay.
No?
Okay.
Look away.
Look
Saw
away.
nothing.
It's okay. They saw it for a split second. I'm sure it's gonna be screenshotted.
Yeah, it's fine. Secrets.
Is there anything
right?
else, Adam?
Oh, there's tons of stuff. We'll let the giveaway
Commence.
before we start talking about some new stuff. I think. Let me think. What could be another fun thing to show off? Why don't you go find a creature that's
All right.
alive, that's not
Oh.
a trophy or stuff.
All right, let's check out this. I did not see this bridge here, so let's go check
Let's
it
go
out.
check out what I don't know what this bridge is going to show us.
I have a dandelion tuff. I don't.
You want one?
No. We'll just see where the zip line goes.
You can show off. Oh yeah, show off a steeper ascension.
Let those little legs go.
Oh man, this is so fast. Oh, fly! All right, let's go find a bug.
The solitary ant. One
Hello,
of
ant.
100,000.
Can you turn your marker
mindless
back on? Oh, there you are. I
drones.
see it.
No hopes. No
Yeah, so
dreams,
if you
bound to the will of the
go
colony.
into Peeper
But as a team, they can build huge ant
Ooh.
hills.
improvement.
Look at that. The stats are on the
And be a
left.
queen, wouldn't
Yeah.
you, Allie?
So it's a new. So you don't have to go into your card list
Hello,
anymore to see the
powerless ant.
weaknesses. This should help if you want to quickly decide what weapon to
This
use,
is a big ant.
or if you forgot what weapon to use. In combination with the more hot pouch space, you can kind of quickly
Whoa,
decide
where are you headed, Ant?
and switch weapons.
It's the same place it always goes. To do the same exact thing, it'll do over and over again
Dang,
for the rest
that's awesome.
of its
Yeah,
brief
it's like
existence.
little things like that. You don't you don't realize how good they are until you have them. And you're like, oh, that didn't think about that.
Perfectly indoctrinated by
But
a
that little
personal
extra
obsession. You'll do well.
touch helps that feature really shine. Do you happen to have a bow and arrow?
I do. Well, there you go. Boom.
Yeah. Maybe we should fast forward to morning so we can show this off
Okay.
without it being super dark.
Oh, look.
Don't look.
Oh, it didn't work. Here's what we're gonna do then.
build a lean-to.
Fancy bed. All right. Sleep till morning.
I am sleepy.
There you go.
No joke.
Yep. Roll it.
Oh, you get the
Fuel.
awesome cut.
Huel Cooer. Congratulations. Oh,
Congrats, Yule.
Congrats.
skip the spoilers, but I'm sure everyone's seen this already.
Who's that guy?
Top 10 weird dream.
Ooh.
Now we have shared nightmares. What's next?
Oh, sorry, Chris.
That's okay.
Remember, an ominous logo.
Let me find a soldier
Another
hand.
Caesar.
Yeah, so we made a couple changes to bow and arrow and crossbow gameplay.
Maybe Virgil knows more about what the heck is
The
going
first
on here.
change that we made is now you can block with your bow and arrows. I think that's a pretty nice change. We're probably going to still evaluate how this feels, so we're still kind of working on it. But that's something that we wanted to add to improve the bow and arrow experience. You need to fight harder things, Eric.
Sorry. Here we go. I'm just gonna jump in it.
That hat is dope.
What is going on up here? Soldier and party. Yeah, so now you can block with your crossbow, your bow. Animations are excellent. Thanks to Zach.
Yeah, Zach is a legend.
Oh, not good.
The other
Am I
thing that you
drunk?
might
Oh, very
notice is we changed it so you won't be able to huck your bow and arrows anymore.
Now,
So
ours-
I'm sorry for those players that really enjoy throwing their bow and arrows. But now it brings up the ammo screen, so you can switch ammo a little bit easier, or it's a little more intuitive, I should say, because I don't think anyone really wants to throw their bow and arrow. And I've seen countless times where people just throw their bow and arrows right off of a ledge or a cliff or into the water, and they didn't mean to do that.
So used to that reload key.
Yep.
absolutely love the new blocking sounds Shane made.
Oh yeah, that's another big improvement that we made. Is a lot of the combat sounds have been improved. Blocking feels a lot more substantial. Perfect block has a better audio cue if it's successful, so that should help with combat feedback, and hits feel a lot more solid now.
All right.
Sleeping time.
And then, well, we're kind of wrapping up. I think there's more to come. There's a couple things that we're not talking about today. Some of this still is work in progress.
Spotted a soldier
So
man.
there's a few things that you might see that will change before even the
Got you,
public
Hoops.
test goes out. I think one other feature I wanted to show off
Back in the game.
is in the. Well, why don't you go in the options screen? You can try it out, chat. I want to see if that actually works.
Oh yeah, I should be able to chat from my
in
inventory,
any
right?
Yeah,
scene.
there you go.
Oh, it works. Hey-o.
Hello,
I'm in
chat.
my inventory.
Anyways, Eric, why don't you go into the display?
We've got a
I
soldier
want
ant
to show
over
off
here.
one other little thing that we're adding in.
Oh, that little guy?
You go down to depth of field blur.
Oh, yeah.
So now you'll be able to, I know a lot of people on PC specifically like to turn this down. Now you'll have the option to set that on Xbox.
On consoles, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's hit apply and take a look at the world. So this is low. As you notice, you can see the picnic table. And then we'll switch it back to high. And now it's all blurry.
There you go. Very cool. So I think that I'm sure there's. I'm looking through all the things. If there's something worth mentioning today. There's a bunch of new stuff that we're not covering.
Peep is ladybug. Busting and fresh.
Taking a look around. Mark the spot.
Can't have my car, Thiever.
Do you want to do the giveaway right now, Sam, before we get to Q&A.
Yeah.
That way, we won't miss any questions while the giveaway's going. Let's make them fight, Chris, while we
Okay.
get things set up here.
Where's the other one? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, a couple other patch notes that I think are worth mentioning. I know a lot of you are curious about what other fixes we're doing. Kind of the major ones are for this next update. Ants have a limit now of how much food they're going to collect for their ant hills. So if you played recently, one of the things that you'll notice is ants were collecting way too much food. So they now have a limit, and so they will stop feeding themselves if they have enough food for their anthill.
We're just preparing for winter.
Yeah, hibernation time. So they won't over populate their anthills with a million food items anymore. I think the other thing that we've been trying to fix, and I think at least we made a lot of changes and adjustments. Creatures should no longer be stuck like halfway in a rock or in the terrain.
Yeah, or under foundation.
Object. So hopefully you'll be seeing that a lot more rare occurrences and not as frequent.
I believe that fixes the case of missing Burgle as well.
Yeah, so Burgle should also, I know a few players have that Burgle is missing
That's a quick little fella.
from the Oak Lab. Burgle should be there now.
Well, the other one that a lot of people have been asking for was the documents in the haze. Those should be in there as well.
Yeah, so I think that's most of the stuff for this 1.1 update that we wanted to cover today. I think we're gonna go into some Q&A for the next little while on the stream. Is that right, Eric?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and roll the winner now, and then we can get into Q&A. Rocky Bad Boy, congratulations. You are the winner.
Congrats.
Congrats.
All right, you want to take off the text for the giveaway, Sam, and then we can start rolling into Q&A. I don't know if, Adam, if you want me to vet them or you just want to read from chat.
Why don't you pull some stuff and then
Okay.
you can ask me questions and we can go from there. Chat's going crazy right now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, any thoughts of lock inventory so that people don't accidentally hot deposit or steal? Yeah, so you can disable which chests you want to exclude from hot deposits. Let me see if I can get.
Yeah, and I think like some use cases for that is if you have a chest of equipment, that's pretty helpful. So if you have like backup item, like backup weapons or backup armor sets, and you find yourself doing the hot deposit all, and then all your equipment's also gone, extra torches. So you can turn that feature or that functionality off per chest now. And I think that's going to be a big win for that.
We'll be getting land rights.
Not yet. That's something that it is on our suggestion board that we review. So that's something that I'm now well aware of what land rights are. I think that was the last time I was on Casually Grounded.
Yep.
You guys explained that to me. Not in this update. There you go. Look at that ascender. Look at that going up. It's pretty cool.
Why can't we build on plastic or metal?
That's a great question. I'm not entirely sure of the technical reason. I think we wanted to limit most building on natural stuff, I think that was just kind of a distinction we wanted to make where you could build and where you couldn't build. But if there is a place where you think you should build or be able to build that's not like underground, I think that's a good suggestion. I'm not aware what place I think that's a follow-up question from me to you. What's the location that you're talking about specifically?
Yeah, for someone mentioning, yeah, you can, so hot deposit, you just toggle this little button in any container, and then nothing will get deposited in there.
Yeah, that's coming in 1.1.
Speaking of 1.1, someone said, when will this update drop?
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to be saving that for the end.
Oh,
but,
okay, never mind.
No,
Sorry.
no, I mean, we can say I don't. So, yeah, I think that's a common question that a lot of people have. The current plan, as I said, as we started the stream, next week for us is Thanksgiving holiday for the United States. So we are going to be releasing the public test the week after. So it'd be the last week of November that we're releasing the public test for this. As for the actual date, I believe today we're shooting for the 29th for the public test. So hopefully that answers a lot of people's questions.
Where was the idea for the zip lines to go up? The Grounded Discord. We get all our pretty much 97.6% of suggestions from the Grounded Discord, and that's how we get them. You mentioned scrolling through the hotbar with your middle mouse, but now that you have 3 different hotbars to choose from, if you're looking at my screen, you can see that I'm cycling through them. Probably not the way that people suggested, but with the multiple hotbars, now you can just swap to 3 different ones.
I know a lot of people would like to scroll through their hotbar with the mouse, like to individual items. That's something that we have been discussing quite a bit on the team, actually how to make that happen. It's not as easy as it sounds. There's a lot of weird edge cases. We've discussed that quite a bit on the team. I know that's an often requested feature. So if we ever figure out how to make that intuitive and clean for your player experience, we'll add it. And then we'll figure out how to make that adjustment with switching between your hotbars. So because we added this in doesn't mean we're looking at the other thing or not looking at the other thing. I know that's something that players have often requested. It's just not as easy as it sounds, just because of the way that our equipment and especially consumables work in our game.
Oh man, chat is flying so fast. Is it possible to have status afflictions on the creatures under their hit points bar? Like if they're poisoned or stunned or...
That's a great question.
Like
I know that's something that we have on our list of quality of life things. So I think that's something that we'll definitely consider. So I think that's a great suggestion.
Are there anything new, or any new things to purchase with Raw Science?
Yes. But that's about all I'll say about that.
We answered this many times, but I guess we'll answer again. Are there going to be able to ride insects anytime in the future?
Not immediately. I know that's a often requested feature. It's something that we have talked about on the team. I think that's kind of an interesting feature, and I would definitely love to be able to do that at some point in Grounded. I think one of the challenges that we have with the progression of the game is that if we add in, I talked about like adding in a new glider. If we add in flying mounts or even mounts in general, we have to have content that supports it. And we have to evaluate existing content and see how that it all fits together. That's one of the challenges without adding any new big feature to Grounded, is that we have to kind of take our time to see how it affects everything at this point, since we're post 1.0. So it's something that we definitely know that people want to do that, but we have to really make sure that it really fits with the rest of the game, the game's progression, or whatever new content that we're building for Grounded, that it makes sense to do that. So that's something that we continually discuss as a team, where we want to take some of those new features. Thanks for the suggestion.
Will we ever see ant eggs become stackable?
I think the tech reason why ant eggs aren't stackable is they expire.
hatch, right?
Yeah, they hatch. I believe that's the reason why they're not stackable. So every like all your meals have timers. All the meat in the game, there's a timer. You can't stack that stuff because there's like a timer on the egg, and that's the reason why you can't. Because once you stack it internally, on this kind of getting into how the game works behind the scenes, a stack, it basically collapses that item into one item, and then you just have a count of that item. They're not individual items at that point. So that's why a lot of your equipment, anything with like durability, all that stuff doesn't stack. So that's why eggs don't stack at this moment.
Man, sorry, I was trying to remember questions. It's chat.
Yeah,
Will we ever see vertical half walls?
Oh, I know that's a often
It's a
requested.
hot one.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
often requested feature. It's something that I'll have to talk to the team about to see how that fits in. We'll kind of figure that one out. But thanks for that suggestion. I think that's something that I know a lot of base builders have asked for, and I'll give them a couple more ways of constructing things. So that's a good idea. So thanks.
Will we get an option to get just a standalone trinket slot? Because a lot of people want to switch to Dandelion or something, but they have like a trinket currently active.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about that a lot on the team. We're still evaluating it, but right now there's not, for 1.1, there's not any changes to that system. That's something that we've talked many hours about, how to adjust trinkets, dandelions, and that sort of thing. But right now there's no changes. We couldn't come up with an elegant solution to the problem, and so it's something that's still on our list to figure out. So that's just on the log of things to do for the future.
Another one that came up, are there chances to have multiples of badges for multiplayer games?
Oh, like a way to like duplicate or create multiple badges. Yeah, that's a cool idea too. It's something that we will probably have a solution to that at some point. But right now for 1.1, we don't have any plans to address that.
I know this is a hot one. Will we ever implement damage numbers, like numerical values when they're taking damage or dealing damage?
Yeah, I know that's a often requested thing. Right now, there's no plans on doing that for the future. It's it's actually a lot of work to do that, and I don't think that's a great excuse. Like work, and we're working on a game, so I think the trade-off there is. One thing that we really wanted to do with Grounded is make it approachable and something that you don't. It's one of those things where it was kind of a direction that we had early on to not have a lot of those numbers be present in the game and do it with our UI in different ways. But I know it's an often requested feature from especially the core Grounded community. So that's something that we discuss it every once in a while. We have a couple ideas on ways of doing it. So I wouldn't say like we will never do it, but it's not something that's a priority for us right now. I think that, you know, it kind of can change the feel of the game. And if you make it an option, I don't know if that's the best way of dealing with it. So I'm not 100% sure how we would solve that, but that's something that, you know, we do talk about that quite a bit on the team. I'm sorry, I don't have a great answer for you on that one.
Cade asks, will we ever implement a way to have insane versions of the bosses?
Yeah, they're not
Have you
hard
not had enough yet, Cade?
Yeah, they're not hard enough. Yeah, we have talked about doing like longer term, whether it be a new game plus, a way to kind of revisit the bosses, revisit the mixers. We have talked about that quite a bit. It's something that we would like to address at some point, and continue with you know, end game content, I should say. Like how you know, can we provide more challenges, more reasons to collect all the goodies, upgrade your stuff, all the highest tier, reasons for wanting to continue playing after you finish the game. So that's something that it's definitely top of mind for us, and that's one of the things that we're looking at on the team, and we will share our plans for what that is sometime next year.
Just so folks don't think we're ignoring your question about multiplayer fixes, the more reports you get in and send to us, the more we'll be able to fix multiplayer, because there's so many different variables that some people are experiencing things that others aren't. So
Yeah.
that will help us a lot on that.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I think one thing that's super helpful for the developers, and I know it's tough to do, but if you can get a video of you having a multiplayer issue, that will really help us diagnose what's going on. I know that's hard to show for like a disconnect, but if you are seeing rubber banding or some other weird issue, and if it's something that's very consistent, please, if you can, I know it's not possible for everyone's situation, if you can get a video of that, I think that would help us diagnose what's going on. And thanks for everyone that's been reporting that stuff. Continue to report that through our support channels. The more reports we get, as Chris said, the easier it is to kind of diagnose what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's a link in chat right now, support.obsidian.net. Yeah, if you don't assume that it's been reported, just do it. And the more information we have, the better. Any plans for assault staff?
Assault staff.
Yeah.
Not an
Sounds
assault
like-
staff.
Yeah, it sounds like an
staff.
assault.
Yeah, that's hard to say.
I think that's something that we definitely will consider. I know that's we wanted to make the staffs feel magical, and like the candy really lended itself to that with the different properties. Not quite sure what salt would do, but I know that's something that a lot of people have asked for, to kind of be parity with the rest of the upgrade nuggets.
Oh, I know Moon Gloria said, will we get a healing staff? But what if it's like a salt bath staff? And
Salt bath.
You're refreshing and rejuvenating yourself.
That's funny.
Will we have the ability to grow our own muscle sprouts with the garden patch?
It's a cool idea. We have talked, I think that it was an idea that we had now like years ago when we first introduced the muscle sprouts. I think that's something that I kind of want to do, you know, if we have the time for it. I'm not saying that we're going to do this, but I'd like to kind of like look at the garden to see if there's any other improvements we can do with the garden patch, but I'll keep that in mind once we're revisiting the garden patch. So that's a cool idea, thanks.
We'll be able to check their current progress for the scorecard so they can try to 100% the game and know their progress.
There's no plans on doing that. So maybe there's a way to do that. I'm not quite sure on the tech side, but that's a cool suggestion. Thanks. I believe when you, I don't want to say too much on how that actually works behind the scenes, but I think there is a final kind of chunk of the percentage that just gets kind of awarded to you when you do a lot of the final little bits of the game without spoiling what happens at the end of the game. So that might be one of the weird things surrounding it, but I think it's an interesting idea, so thanks for sharing.
Any chance for a portable surveyor so they don't have to run to a field station to scan for things that they're looking in the backyard?
No, I don't think we would ever do that. I think that's a cool idea. I think there's one other, if you want to, one other thing that I forgot to show you.
Oh yeah, what am I looking for?
Can you die?
Can I die?
Here.
Can you just shoot me, Chris? Or you know, you
Just take off your armor. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I don't have enough arrows.
Oh.
There we go.
Come on, you need me.
All right.
It's very entertaining. There we go.
I could have just give up. I could have done that.
No. This worked better.
Oh
This
yeah,
worked
there you
better.
go.
So we have respawn at field station, which is a new option, and you can respawn at your nearest field station that you found. I think that it's one of those things where if you forget to set a respawn point next to your location or your adventure, maybe the field station's a little bit closer.
There you go. Boom.
What field station did you respawn at? Which?
The first one, I believe.
Yep.
I think that was the.
What's
the
going on
closest.
over? Is there some lights placed over there?
Oh yeah, just a little cool little light setup here.
Pretty fancy.
Yeah, I like the mood. It's got the streamer vibe.
Very cool.
Isn't there something else with broken equipment changing?
Oh yeah, that's
Right.
That's kind of a small change that maybe a lot of people won't really notice. But if you do have broken equipment, it doesn't
Is that
actually
when you have
unequip
asthma?
now.
Can insects get asthma?
It will stay equipped in the equip slot. I think the big reason why we made this change, and it wasn't an easy change to make actually, there was quite a bit of work that was put into making this happen. Thanks Jake for doing this. The change will help with if your inventory is full and something does break. Previously in the current version of the game, in 1.0, that item will just drop to the ground, which is not ideal. It's actually pretty bad, especially if it's armor and you're in combat. It drops to the ground and you didn't actually realize it dropped to the ground. And you kind of like look at your armor, you're like, hey, my armor's broken. And then you're looking around, you're like, where did my armor piece go? And you have no idea where that happened. So now it stays equipped. Weapons are the same, and so that hopefully will address that issue where you won't accidentally just lose something and have no idea where it went.
Ellie, you should be able to convert your game to a custom save to then make the changes.
Yep. You convert your survival save anytime, but once you convert it to custom mode, you won't be able to go back. We talked about grappling hooks quite a bit. It is on the suggestion list.
It's the same kind of thing with I'd say like grappling hooks, gliders, mounted creature, like riding on creatures, riding on flying creatures. I think all that stuff fits in the same category of having content that supports that feature, and making sure that like you can't just bypass stuff really quickly with that new feature, and making sure it just fits and feels good. And so I think that's a challenge with any sort of traversal mechanics in any game. You really have to make sure that the content supports that type of feature. Not to say we're not going to do any of that. I think they're all amazing ideas, and I think any of those sound like a lot of fun, like having new gliders or having being able to ride on a bee. I think all that stuff sounds amazing, and I would love to do it someday. It's part of the challenge of being a game developer. You have to think about all this other stuff, and you want to make an amazing experience, and that's just one of those considerations that you have to make.
Hey, Eric,
Hi.
can you do me a favor?
Sure.
I'm going to drop this club for you, and I want you to throw it. And I want you to find it.
Oh yeah. Well, we showed it
There you go.
earlier, but we can show it again.
I
mean,
mean,
I
I got
have-
some messages about it.
I got
Oh,
plenty
yeah.
of stuff.
We
to
made
show.
some improvements to thrown item.
Here.
They should.
Yep. Look at that.
The icon should be.
Look how far that is.
But turn away now.
Basketball court?
Oh yeah. Don't look at it.
Oh yeah. Look at this. Yeah. It's on the. It's still showing.
Yeah. So a lot of little improvements like that to thrown items. I think the distance where that shows up is quite a bit further.
They have
It should be
limits.
more reliable
Or, I guess I thought it did.
overall.
It'll be good for when those expected gnats
For
knock me around.
difficulty drop, you can do that anytime. You just go to game settings. You don't have to go to custom mode. This is also available in survival mode as well. So you won't lose your achievements if you lower the difficulty.
And I recommend if you find the difficulty of the game too challenging, I totally recommend it's perfectly okay to drop it down.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's
100%.
temporarily, I think that's a perfectly fine way of playing through the game.
Oh jeez. You got it.
What is that?
Oh, I forgot I took out the
Spoilers.
armor.
Give me a hand.
There's a little orb weaver doing.
Let's see what else. We got about 10 minutes left in the stream.
Got a couple more questions.
Okay.
Help me out.
Oh, one that keeps coming up a lot. Are there any plans to make the upgrade materials respawnable or more bug recipes for those materials after you unlock them?
Right now, we don't have any plans to do that for 1.1. It's something that we're continuing to look at, though, so thanks for bringing that up. But yeah, we don't have any plans of changing that for 1.1.
And wasn't there a new way that clumps of arrows are handled so you're not running and picking them all up individually? Are they
I mean,
like-
I think the icons improved.
grouped
so-
together so you
yeah,
can
they group them
them
together now. So Brian McIntosh did some work on that, where like if you have a huge stack of arrows, you know, you're shooting a creature a million times and it's stuck with a bunch of arrows, instead of having like a zillion icons all over the place, it should group it up and display like one with it has like a little ... next to it, so you know that there's more than one right there.
be good for all the archers and the blocking.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of archer improvements.
Can we turn on sprinklers for an event
I wish.
to spawn worms? Those are two very extremely difficult things to
Yeah, I wish.
ask for.
I think it was always my dream to have the sprinklers be able to turn on. I think that's something that I would love to explore at some point. I think that's a kind of a cool thing to see in the yard. So I think that's you know, someday.
Here's kind of a fun one. Could we have a counter to know how many times you've been killed by certain creatures? Like we've
Oh,
killed
like-
them on their card, but then
Oh,
they've killed us on their
killed
card
us
as well.
so many times. Yeah, that's a cool idea.
Let's see. A lot of people are asking for elevators for tall buildings. Well, yep, definitely on our suggestion list. Been discussed in the past. Unarmed weapons coming in the future.
Are you on the team?
Andy, is that your secret account?
Yeah. That's something that we talk about a lot on the team, unarmed weapons.
I guess, yeah, I've seen this one. Will we get more updates after 1.1?
Yes.
Boom, you heard it.
Yeah, you know, the last, you know, this update might feel short on content, but that doesn't mean that there's not more content coming to Grounded. We've, you know, content is not easy to make. It actually takes quite a while to make new content. And before our 1.0 shipped, we were 100% focused on 1.0. And the team is fairly small for a game development team. We don't have, a lot of times you know, months before your 1.0 ships, you split off a separate team to work on DLC or post-launch content. We didn't do that with Grounded. We wanted to keep the team, you know, together, and so we could work on our post-launch content together. I felt that was the best way of moving forward with Grounded. So we're keeping, you know, it's the same people that worked on everything, making this content in 1.1, so it feels very consistent with the rest of the game. And that's one thing that, you know, new content is coming. It just takes a while to make it. You know, to put, you know, it's kind of a interesting thing to look at, like the Undershed, for example. That took about a year to put together. Stuff like the Koi Pond took a year to put together. So to kind of put things in perspective of like how long it takes to put some stuff together, it takes an enormous amount of time to create new content for any video game. It's not, you know, specific to Grounded, but since our team is so small, it takes maybe a little bit longer to plan this stuff out. So be patient. We're still working on Grounded. And we have a lot of cool ideas that we have yet to explore with Grounded, and the team's super excited to have our 1.0 done, and now we're looking forward to the future. And I think you know, a lot of the cool stuff in 1.1 reflects that.
Is weather planned at any time in the future?
It's something that we continually talk about. Rain is one of those that I know a lot of players, even myself, I'm a huge, you know, dreamer when it comes to this stuff. Like, I would love to have it rain. I would love to see different weather patterns in the yard. I think it's a cool multiplicative effect on the gameplay experience where you layer this weather system on top of the game, and it can affect properties of creatures, it can affect the simulation, it can affect, even if it's like wind, maybe it changes how dandelions work. So I think that's something that I would love to do and explore. I know that's a huge, huge feature to put in, so it will require quite a bit of time to get it right, especially rain. I think that's a huge challenge for the team. So it's something that we have discussed quite a bit to see how we can do that. But you know, we will kind of discuss that and other things, you know, next year. I don't want to promise anything because at this point we have not, you know, looked into or started that feature, so I can't say if that we will be able to do it or not.
Yeah, thank you, Crystal Souls. Thank you, everyone, for all the kind words. I would love to read them aloud, but chat is flying so
Yeah,
fast.
chat is crazy today.
Hey, thank you, chat. And then, yeah, we are seeing questions, but again, yeah, if we haven't answered your question, it's because it's flying by so fast. We're trying to answer as many questions as possible. Nembear, that will be fixed in 1.1, so hopefully bugs no longer spawn under foundations or buildings like that.
We're hoping to have all that stuff fixed. Once you get a hold of the public test, or even 1.1, if you're still seeing that, take some screenshots, and we'll hopefully we can get all that stuff fixed up as soon as we can.
Yeah, and again, there's a link in chat, support.obsidian.net. If you come across any issues, please report them to us. Don't assume that, that we already know about it. Even if we already know, we still appreciate you sending in the support tickets. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
That just reminded me of another bug that we've had a lot of reports about. When you are killed by something and picked back up, that creature should no longer aggro you and come back for its double vengeance.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you, chat.
Yeah.
We got a few minutes left. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, I want to say that there's a lot of stuff that we showed off. There's still a couple more things that maybe you got a little sneak peek at some of it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Thanks for watching. The team's super excited to continue to work on Grounded. So thanks for all your support over the last 2 years and through our 1.1 release and our public test. Just because I know a lot of people are still asking about that. That's coming. We're shooting for the 29th of November.
You heard it.
Oh,
It's the public test, correct, Adam?
Yeah.
The 29th of November of this month. Public test should be hopefully rolling out around there. A couple more announcements. Our holiday shirts for Grounded are back in stock on the Xbox Gear Shop. You can check it out. We got the 2 different styles. We got the bee and the ladybug. Both are super awesome. So if you want to be nice and toasty for the holidays in Grounded theme, you got that there. Let me think. Chris, is anything happening tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna have Wyatt Martillick, an area designer here, hang out, play some games, and continue to raise money for Chids. Just because the marathon's over doesn't mean the Chids still don't need support.
Awesome. And yeah, you can find Grounded over on Steam, Windows, PC, and Game Pass, both Game Pass Xbox and Game Pass PC. Yeah, and be a good time to pick up the game as the holidays are coming up, so you have some breaks. And we're also going to have the fall, not the fall, what am I saying? The public test. And I think, yeah, that should do it. Yeah, again, thank you. Apologies if we couldn't answer everyone's questions. Chat was flying extremely faster than usual, so we do appreciate everybody showing up and hanging out with us. Again, thank you so much, Adam, for taking the time to answer a bunch of questions and talk about a bunch of cool things in the 1.1 update. I hope everyone's looking forward to experiencing all the super cool stuff. And there's a lot of stuff we haven't talked about too, so. That's going to wrap it up for us. We'll see you tomorrow for Obsidian Extra Lives as we continue to raise money for Extra Life in the Children's Hospital Orange County. And as always, stay safe and stay grounded. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
It's credits time. Credits time. It's credits time. You asked for the credits, now we're showing them to you. What you can see up on the screen now are the names of the people that made the game. You see them as they scroll up the screen like that. Take a good look, baby. Try not to react because we're watching you through a little camera in your television. Wait. Never mind. Yeah, I gotta ask you not to worry about the thing I said.